You actually have like a Baltimore accent.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
No.
My English accent is received pronunciation. Queen's English.
Queen's English.
Right.
Posh.
Right.
Posh.
And then
Posh.
you are from Bath.
I'm from Bath. Bath.
It is amazing to have finally released these 2 Juggernaut records. It feels so good. We wrote it for ourselves. You know, we wanted to tell the story, and we also really wanted to write the music that we wanted to hear.
Yeah, I'd say it's a very cathartic release, because more than just being this project that we worked on for a while, it's also been this thing that's kind of been looming over us the entire time that we've been a band. There was a point in time when we thought that Juggernaut, as a concept record, was going to be our first release. And it's just been something that's kind of been put off in a sense until we had the time to really give it the time it deserved. It's very hard to look at it objectively now because we've lived with it for the better part of the last year.
Getting it out to other people to hopefully get some good, honest feedback feels really good, you know, and just to let them enjoy it as well, because we really like it.
We did drums for near enough 2 weeks at Oceanic Recording, and we mainly just rented the room and used the house engineer there. And then actually we realized soon after that the studio just down the hallway was up for rent, and it was a lovely big space. It was a little bit dilapidated, but we were able to get a really good rental on that, and you know, we could just do a short-term rent of 2 months. I think we used pretty much every day to track all the guitars and bass. Meanwhile, Spencer was tracking vocals in Oceanic Recording, kind of around the sessions that they had going on there. So all in all, I guess it was probably about 3 months once you take into account 2 weeks of drum tracking, plus, you know, there's odd weeks off here and there between stuff.
There were corners that we could have cut, and I absolutely guarantee you that no one outside of the band would have known that those corners would have been cut. And we still didn't do it because that was never up for discussion. Everybody understood what we were getting into, mainly just because everyone was on the same page about that. There wasn't an argument, there wasn't even really a discussion. I think that's one of the things I like, is that we're all equals in this band, and our band's a democracy, and everyone does hold everything to a high standard. And we had this mantra, which is, it's gotta be right. It's gotta be right.
When I think of recordings or producers or engineers that I really look up to, one of the common threads with their work is that they kind of leave no stone unturned. They really do go the extra mile. And I think that is the only difference really between a truly professional endeavor and an amateur one. I mean, we really have no excuse when it comes to the digital domain, where you have basically infinite amount of capacity to keep going. And one of the things I was very keen to do on this record was to set actual working hours, and we worked 11 to 7 every day. Because what I found in the past working on albums or sessions where you don't have that in place is you end up way overdoing one day, and then it really impacts your morale the next day. Knowing how much stuff we had to get through, I thought it was really important to impose that. Some days it's definitely harder than others, but I think that helped keep us on point.
Yeah. I have students who ask me, how do you get your sound? You know, what's your drum size? What are your cymbal sizes? And I'm happy to share that information because I think it's great to experiment with setting up different things. But I teach on a daily basis that your sound does not come from the beats you play, does not come from how you set up your drum set. It comes from how you are physically built and how your mind works with your body. That's why you can have so many different drummers playing the same drum sets, playing the same beats, and each drummer is going to sound uniquely different. I think if people had a little bit more confidence in who they are, and you know, physically or whether it be creatively, then they would actually find their feel, their groove, whatever you want to call it. They would find who they are as an artist.
It's an interesting story. I was actually talking with Steph from Deftones, and he had just put his Axe-Fx patches online, and to me that was pretty crazy. It's like, man, why did you do that? You know, now everyone has it. It's like, they don't have anything. They don't have my style. They don't play guitar like I do. So has anyone else played through your rig? I was like, yeah. I was like, does it sound like you? I was like, I guess not. Can they write your riffs? Do they have your creativity? No, they have your tone. But something like the Axe-Fx, which is a very expressive unit, will definitely emphasize the differences between all the players. I think approaching these things as a reactive process rather than something that's just based off of presets is why I don't worry so much about the presets going out there.
There's no reason not to hold yourself to the same standard as any professional recording that you hear, and I know that I've spent many sleepless nights annoyed at how my stuff doesn't sound like that, and I think some people are ready to write things off. Well, I've only got my laptop. I don't have a studio with a massive mixing console and racks of outboard gear. There's no reason at all why you can't be achieving those same results with your ears if you know what you're doing.
I would encourage people who want to get into it, if there were any words for them, it would be just go for it. Just do it. Don't make excuses. I always hear people almost trying to talk themselves out of doing things because you know that it might crush you. It might crush any ambition you have of following it in the future. Failure can't be something that can get you down if you want to succeed in music. In my opinion, it's just something that you get out of your system. It gives you a chance to face a new opportunity. So I would tell people, don't be your own worst enemy and just go for it. Stop making excuses. Just do it.